/AskReddit by Reddit. Tour guides of Reddit. What's the worst thing a tourist has ever done under your supervision? Not my story, but co-worker's story. He was a tour manager for South America. We tend to work with the more older travelers, 60ish and above. Him and his guests were flying from Lima to Cusco, Peru, which is about 10,000 feet in elevation. This is a group of around 40ish travelers. Apparently, he had one male guest who had IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, or something, and while in mid-flight shat himself. The stench was unbearable as they are all in a small aircraft carrier taking them to Cusco so high in the mountains. He said he had to help escort this guy to the bathroom in the back, but as he stood up, the poop just came down his leg. So now, he's dragging poop with him to the toilet. Once he got to the toilet, he cleaned it up with the assistance of the aircraft attendant. He was very embarrassed, but not as embarrassed as the guy who pooed himself. Once they landed, this guy who shat himself is in the bathroom, apologetic, and was cleaning himself up. The guide went into the airport and bought him some new Peruvian style pants and then came back to the airport to help dress this guy in the bathroom. I would say that was probably one of the worst stories I have heard happen to an individual. I have also heard of a fellow co-worker who guides tourism in Vietnam, had to bail out a tourist from jail one time. She received a phone call in the middle of the night from him, in jail, asking for help. She showed up and asked the man, what happened? The Vietnamese police said he was caught purchasing Viagra and exchanging money for prostitution. Not me. My best friend's tour guide on an island off the Australian coast, he saw one of the tour ignore the huge signs warning people not to go to the edge of the water. Predictably, the tourist gets hit by a huge wave, swept out to sea. I know it was the worst thing the tour guide ever saw, because he and my best friend both went into the sea to rescue the tourist, and they both died. Funniest guy I ever met. Miss him most days. The tourist who caused it all, predictably he survived. Pretty sure he doesn't feel too good about the whole thing. I once was a tour guide in high school for a group of young Chinese students coming to the rural US on a sort of fresh air trip. They told us beforehand that we had to keep the kids away from water because apparently parents don't value swimming lessons in China and there is such little open swimmable water that no one learns on their own. We were also told that the kids think swimming happens naturally, like if you go into water, you'll immediately start swimming. Anyways, one of our excursions was to a local reservoir and the plan was to hike up a hill nearby to overlook the reservoir lake, get a few photos, and then leave. When we got to the top, it started pouring rain, like I had never seen before. I'm talking so much rain you can't see 5 feet in front of you. Then lightning starts striking the lake, and I'm still trying to keep it cool, even though I had never been so close to lightning before. The students were taking it well and laughing, which was good, until they started running directly for the lake and jumping. Apparently they had also never learned about electricity conducting through water, so I'm freaking out and start pulling them out of the water. They weren't in very far, and a couple of them complained that their phones were wet in the rain. No one got hurt, but it was a crazy day. We got back on the bus and the kids started drinking liquor in the back. They ranged ages 9 to 16, and I had to bust them for that too. TLDR. Apparently Chinese kids think swimming will just happen if you go in water, especially lightning struck water. Tour guide at a university. We got a lot of guests that really don't want to be there. Mostly misbehaved kids from a poor area of the city. We toured at all times, even during finals week. As many may know, sound can travel oddly in lecture centers. Our lecture centers have windows around them, and like 6 kids thought it would be hilarious to smash on the windows. From the inside it sounds like gunshots are being shot from outside, or at least muffled gunshots. Watched 100 plus students flee the classroom during their final exam. We got a lot of crap for that. It isn't easy corralling a group of 30 plus students. That's the chaperone's job. I'm in the middle of talking, and someone's phone rings. Okay, that happens sometimes, and usually they'd just cancel the call or step outside. Nope. This guy answers the call and starts talking on the phone, only a few meters from where I'm standing. I think, oh, he'll just quickly explain he's busy and end the call. Nope. He starts a conversation. The rest of the group glare at him, and I'm put in an awkward position because my workplace put a huge emphasis on politeness. So I suggest to him to continue his call in the hallway, just outside the room we were in, to which he replied no, I'm fine here, and went back to his phone conversation. I'm doing my best to talk to the rest of the group, about 25 people, but he's so loud. Eventually this Chinese woman yells across the room at him, shut up, we want to listen to the lady, not you, which worked. But I just couldn't imagine the nerve to ruin everyone's experience like that, cause you're too selfish to talk on the phone outside. Also, the place I worked allowed photos, but had a strict no photos of the staff rule for privacy reasons. I always explained this at the start and 99% of people were cool. One day I had a particularly happy snapper who got right up in a staff member's face to take a photo, like I'm taking centimeters from his face to take a photo. The staffer was just some random middle-aged white dude, so I'm not sure why the fascination, but he was livid. It's like I saw it happen in slow motion, so couldn't do anything to stop it. That guy was removed from the tour. I had a guest snorkeling try and grab the tail of a barracuda as he swam up behind it. Luckily I was able to hit the guest with a dive fin from the boat to stop him before he got a hold. If he had grabbed on, I'm sure he would have been ripped to pieces by that fish. I bet he was mad you hit him too. Tour guide / boat captain in the Caribbean. We had about 40 over 50 people on the boat. Got off. We would normally go feed swimming pigs, which someone would get nipped from them from doing stupid stuff, but nothing too serious. Well, the next stop after that was another island, where we would hand feed turtle, sharks, and stingrays. So we would tell the people to hold it with the palm open and food in the middle for the stingrays, and they would come over the top and take it out. The turtles and the sharks put it in the water holding it in the tips, and when they are coming for it, let go. Well, of course, this dingus decided he would be tough and feed this baby shark no longer than your forearm without letting go. Shark proceeds to bite his fingers. He screams and jumps up out of the water and flicks it off of his hand, pulling one of his fingernails off in the process. So that's one I always remember. I used to give tours at my university. There was a group of middle schoolers I was giving a tour to show them why they should want to go college. Yatta yatta. There was this one kid who kept trying to sneak away and was whistling at just about every girl who walked by. Weird. Okay, whatever. He thinks he's a big shot. Then a very attractive girl comes jogging by us, and he tried to grab her and starts air humping while he watches her run away from us. I was mortified. I ended the tour. I was done with him. The teachers didn't even care. That was probably the worst part. Former whitewater rafting guide. There's a calmer section of the river people can, if they choose to, hop out and swim through. They are wearing life jackets, so you can just float through it. This woman decides she wants to try it and hops out. After she pops up, she slowly tilts forward until just the back of her jacket is out of the water and she's completely still. After 5 or so seconds of this, I start to realize this might not be intentional, and paddle over and physically pick her head up above the water, followed by her gasping for air. I haul her in the boat and ask what happened. She said she didn't know what to do as she'd never been submerged in water before. 1. Why are you on a whitewater rafting trip? 2. Why didn't your strategy involve moving your body? The life vest can only help you so far. I have been on several rafting trips where someone couldn't swim. Once or twice we had to pull over for the bus to come get them. My cousin is a tourist guide and biologist. Most of his tours are in Africa. He instructed his group of 20 to 25 people, including kids, not to wear any type of earrings or collars, especially shiny stuff, since they were about to go into a thick forest to try to see a bunch of animals. This is very important because 20 to 25 make a lot of noise, which makes wild animals run away or hide. It's even worse if they are wearing shiny stuff they can spot from far away. Okay, so this woman complains, decides to wear shiny earrings anyway. Cousin tells her to get rid of them or she ain't coming with the group, so she obeys, but puts them on a bit later. Some species of monkeys in that area love shiny stuff. They rip the earrings from her ears. Edit. Okay, I wasn't ready for the inbox nukes. Yes, my username makes everyone cringe. Shaving your teeth is a truly enlightening experience. Make sure to sleep properly so you don't wake up too tired and end up picking your razor instead of your toothbrush when you brush/shave your teeth. D. So she took them off but just absolutely had to show off on the tour and put them back on. What an idiot. Now that I've gotten past the safari Gestapo, I'm gonna glam the hell out of this jungle. Thank you for watching Reddit. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more r/AskReddit videos. Share your stories in the comment section below.